Study with Steph, cause she's the best. She's gonna help you get your CTS, yeah.
Ain't nothing can keep me down.
Stephanie.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Study with Steph. We are taking a bit of a step back today. I have Gary Kayye with me. You should know who he is, I hope. And by now, the news should have broken that InfoComm is being pushed from June to October. And Gary and I are just going to talk about what that means, both for the industry and for the future of Study with Steph. Just because all of you were probably expecting me to take it in June, like I said I would. And now that InfoComm's being postponed, it left us with a few decisions to make. So welcome, Gary. How are you?
Good. Well, look, as you have a little bit more time to study.
Yeah, that was, well, first of all, let's talk about the InfoComm decision, because I do feel like it's going to be a little bit of polarization when the news breaks. People are either going to be really happy about it or really upset. But from what we've talked about, this is actually probably a good thing for our industry, right?
Yeah, I think for two reasons. First off, I'm planning on going to ISE in June, and I hope they still have an ISE in June. I think they still can, because it's more, they're pushing that to be more of a regionalized EMEA event rather than a global event like it's been in the past. And had you gone to ISE in June, like I planned to, I would have not been able to go to InfoComm because I would have not had enough time to quarantine based on the new laws and regulations. I would have had to stay in Europe actually for a little bit longer. So that's the first reason. The second reason is I think that there's more comfort factor here in the U.S. at least with the current schedule of vaccinations that a greater majority of people will be vaccinated based on what the Biden administration said. They're doing about 100 million every 100 days, which would put us in the range of 250 to almost 300 million people by October. That's a significant chunk of people. So I think those two reasons just make October a great day.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that, first of all, I'm glad that we're not going to have to pick from our team. Like, okay, half of you have to go to InfoComm and the other half of you have to go to ISE. That we would have been stretched pretty thin then. But second of all, I am glad because I saw this as I had two choices. I could still take the test in June like I was planning to, or I could push my test back and test at InfoComm, which I decided to do that because the whole point of me doing this was so that I could get a band of people together to encourage them to take it with me at InfoComm. And it just wouldn't have been the same if I still took it in June.
And I think you having a group of people to take it with and a group of followers and having an event, y'all should do some sort of reception together. And I think that's going to make it more fun for everybody, to sense of community.
I agree. And then this is like giving us an opportunity for me to like split up a few of the chapters that are really hard because I wasn't going to have time to do that originally. So now I can go back and talk about audio again if I need to, or I can split video up into a few sections, which I think I'm going to do because I'm struggling through that chapter now. So that'll be fun. Might bring you back on that to help me out.
Video. I can answer video questions. I actually helped write the whole video section of the CTS. I probably wrote 50% of it when it first came out. So I know video, but I can't help you with audio.
Yeah, great. That's fine.
I can put on a mic. I did figure that out, but I can't do it.
Yeah, you did figure that out. But I'm right now I'm like struggling with how projectors work. So that would probably be useful to have you back on.
I can definitely help you there.
I know that some of them are lamp free, and that's about it.
Kind of. I mean, they are technically lamp free, but they still need light source, and they're just LED and laser versus the traditional lamps. But that's what they're promoted as. Yeah.
That'll be really helpful to me.
I think another thing about InfoComm moving to June is I think that there's an opportunity now to make it more of a family event. Where I think if InfoComm is smart, AVIXA is smart, they'll partner maybe with Disney or Universal and maybe have some packages, because I think that if you think about it, everyone's wanting to travel, even kids and parents, they're all wanting to travel. This could be sort of that collective travel event that the whole family agrees upon, because you're in your own family bubble anyway. So this would be the first InfoComm I see that happening, because we've had InfoComm in June. It's very hot in June. Also, it's the big tourist season, right? October's not a tourist season. That's a great month to go to InfoComm. I think that this could end up being the family InfoComm, the family version, the first one we've had.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That would be great if AVIXA partnered with Disney, actually. I would love to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party after.
Exactly. I can see them doing a Halloween thing, the 5K. Yeah. We're going to be able to do the 5K in person now as opposed to being just virtual. I mean, I just think it's a good thing. And they were given the opportunity, and I think they just grabbed it. And I think, maybe there's some people disappointed just because they wanted the InfoComm to kickstart the market. But in reality, as much as everyone wants a show to kickstart a market, it's going to take a lot more than that.
This is going to let the majority of the population get the vaccine too before we go. So
at least in the U.S. Yeah, I don't know about other countries because I know a lot of countries haven't even started vaccinating. But I just saw a news thing come across that they've given 1 million vaccinations here in North Carolina. We only have like 10 million people here, so that means we're 10% of the way done. We're still here at the beginning of February, so I am excited about it.
Yeah, so I think that by October, fingers crossed, the whole population, who wants to get vaccinated will be, and that'll make for a much safer InfoComm anyway. So I think that they're making a smart decision, and I am pleased that now I have, 9 more months to study rather than 5. And this is going to give me an opportunity to add a few more fun things. And with my regular podcast episodes, I talked about adding review episodes with some of our staff here who also wanted to take it, where I bring them on and kind of for fun quiz them on some of the latest chapters, and we can talk through it together. We've talked about doing Study with Steph sessions where people who want to come and study with me, we just have a big Zoom room and everyone can come on and we can talk about the things that are tripping us up. And we've talked about doing a few giveaways and stuff. So I'm excited to announce those later, but I am excited that pushing the date back is going to let me have a little more fun with it and be a little more creative with the things we've already got. So I think this was a good decision, and I hope that the listeners who listen to this aren't going to be mad that they have to listen
comment.
to.
I'm curious what they say. Have them comment on this. Comment on the bottom of this. I'm curious what people have to say.
Yeah, comment on this if you're mad that you have to listen to me for 9 more months.
Yeah, that's impossible. Come on, with that voice, that accent, people love you. Don't worry about it.
Yeehaw. Well, Gary, thanks so much for talking to me about this.
You're welcome.
And I hope that everyone is excited about the date as much as we are, but I have a feeling they will be.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, everybody. To listen to this, all you have to do is go to the Rave Pub site. You can watch it there. I am on YouTube. I am on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So you can listen anywhere you want. And thanks for listening. I will see you next week.
Study with Steph.